Kuyo Isaya Buten, Usokushu Tokuhon, Ganesten Joman, Tokuhi Sangayo, Nyobuten Mugechi, Sudaten Mi Husho, Gangaku Eriki, Toshi Sai Shoson, Shigan Yakoka, Daisen no Kando, Koku Sho Tenna, Tochin Myoke, Namanabu, 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 Namanabu. Gani Shikudoku, Byodo Sei Isai, Don Monai Shin Ojo. Namu Amida Butsu. Namu Amida Butsu.
Next, we'll have Gatha, Namu Amida Butsu. The words will be on the screen. Kathy? No, that cat.
We'll get it. We're going to get this song. Just don't think about the fact that this is going to be on the internet forever, and your great-great-grandchildren are going to hear you do this singing. When life is fair and sunlight gilds the day, when fortune smiles and flowers adorn our way, oft let us pause with grateful hearts to say, even though our way leads neath a darkened sky, and to our loved ones pain and death draw nigh, our tears may flow, yet trustingly we cry. Yes, good morning. I hope everyone's on this now. Thank Dona for sharing Kathy Kumagai for the tech support. Did a great job for a year and a half. If there's a glitch, then it happens. I want to thank Kathy also for playing organ. I want to thank Kyoko Kurage for arranging the flowers. Junjin for sharing the video meeting immediately prior to this service. Now, this is just our third bit and our second to the public. So again, thanks to all of you for participating. At this early point of gearing back to full speed, to focus on a theme foundational for all Buddhists, so I will speak of the three treasures of the truth. The three treasures are the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And it's important to remember that there are three treasures. Three treasures. Overwhelming attention in North America. Called "Where's the Buddha?" Let's start the Wendy that. Where's the beef? Where's the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha? So devotion is becoming attenuated, and we must avoid that. Also, positive karmic merit is the reality of a Buddha is an infinitely forgiving spiritual friend. Itself. The being is your self. This might what it is about. I won't do it this morning. I want to keep too long. We'll move on to the second treasure of the truth. The second treasure of the truth is the Dharma. It is systemically ambiguous. It's either the truth. Dharma is those teachings that the deep truth of our lives, but ultimately it is the deep truth of our life. This is what the Dharma is. Reality itself. The traditional use of the truth treasures would be to gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. That's good. The Orange County book added another physical dimension, and so for the Orange County book, it's may we be submerged in the depths and the breadths of the doctrine, and gain wisdom as deep and broad as the ocean. So this is very good. This is very good. You know, again, as our friend Reverend Sakamoto always says, Buddhism is not about Buddhism. Buddhism is about the depths that we unveil in our doctrines. Buddhism is about the truth the Buddha teaches us. But the depths of the doctrine doesn't just refer to a lot of philosophical details, impermanence, no soul, interdependence, and such. It's not just that. The Buddha Dharma is not a belief system per se. The depths of the doctrine are non-verbal. The depths of the doctrine are non-conceptual. The depths of the doctrine can be entered experientially, but cannot be explained adequately intellectually. The Dharma is the treasure that will transform us. We must learn to somehow gain wisdom as deep and broad as the ocean. We must be submerged in the breadths and depths of that doctrine, depths that philosophical ideas only point at. breadths that are rather clumsily indicated by our various narratives and symbols. As is said in the Lankavatara Sutra, among other places, all the doctrines and all the philosophical expressions of the Dharma are merely fingers pointing at the moon. It is the moon you are trying to appreciate, the deep reality these teachings point at. It might seem paradoxically that we work so hard to come to an intellectual grasp, a conceptual understanding of Buddhism, of the Dharma, when it cannot be grasped intellectually. If you want to explore that paradox, come to the study classes I teach on Sundays at 1 p.m. and Tuesdays at 11 a.m. But the key point is rather simple. We have perspectives that we take up very seriously. All of reality is one. It is one great ocean of life. This doctrine is taken very seriously. Another doctrine pointing at the deep Dharma is all living things are worthy of our respect. And this is something I need to remind myself at all times too. You give money to a lot of people that ask you for money on the street? I wouldn't. I remember one of the IBS students said it cost her like $7.50 to get to the building, to walk up the 5 blocks from the bus stop. That's how many people hit her up. If she gave $1 to everybody, it'd up to about $7.50. You may not, but you know what I always tell you. You decide whether to help, whether to say, I'll go get you some food, or whether to give them some money. But if someone is panhandling, if you don't give them money, if you don't give them food, give them respect. I've told you all this story a million times, but I was in Berkeley, and this guy panhandling, and I walked by him, and he says, can you spare some change? And I said, no, I cannot. And he said, what? And I said, no, I cannot spare any change today. And he says, well, that's cool. Most people just don't say anything. They just ignore me, or they walk by, or they say, get a job. You said, you cannot. That's cool. I thought, yeah, that's cool. It was cool. Made me feel good, but he understood what I was saying to him. That I can't give you money right now. It doesn't mean I don't respect you. It doesn't mean I don't care about you. It doesn't mean I'm not worried about you. I just don't have the pocket change right now. Always give respect to all living beings. We have a capacity to awaken, to become profoundly noble, but we also have to remain humble. The Nembutsu in its various forms, Namu Amida Butsu, Namada Butsu, this is the active and positively in your become for us, it will continue to go the Dharma, to understand the true Dharma that goes beyond any of its verbal expressions. The more you learn, the less knowledge you have. The more you learn, the fewer fixed opinions you have. The Dharma is life itself. Buddhism isn't about Buddhism, it's about life. It's about living fully, about living well. We can fully more effectively, more effectively. Appreciate the truth of the truth includes another community. Discussing Dharma now. Community. For Buddhists, our living for us, but ask. The lemurs are part of my song. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see anyone die early, and I sure don't want to see the whole 100 species of lemurs disappear, which they may next decade if we don't do something, if humans ask. Now, I do have a lemur story. We probably all have a lemur story. I do have a lemur story which I'll get to. But first, I need to share that there's a birthday mention and birthday. Same birthday as anything. So the same birthday for Hirohito will never. Also, the same birthday as Dona. I hear that every. He said he was not a jazz musician, but he didn't like being called a jazz musician. So I'm an American composer, great composer of melodies, Duke Ellington. My son, Ren, has the same birthday as John Lennon. Is the same as John Lennon. And shares the same birthday as Jim Matsumoto, a friend of ours, Kirano, who unfortunately is not with us anymore, and Heather yet, but looked it up. When my first son, our older son, who celebrates his birthday today, was just like about 14 months, here's the lemur story, we took him to the LA Zoo, and we walked into the lemur habitat, and he gave out those high-pitched squeals that only a toddler can give. And this lemur, you usually don't like to see frightened animals, but this lemur got this expression on his face like, what was that? And you know what he's thinking. He's thinking, all my years in the jungle, I never heard anything that. This natural animal brought over from Madagascar that terrified by the squeal of a toddler. He got over it, the lemur got over it. In the future, knowing that all lemurs are endangered, we will try to be more thoughtful in our visits to the lemur habitats. Some various communities we've been in, we by become those communities we settled into. I settled into of people who like to go home from YouTube. And I was kind of things that I, a working class kid from the neighborhood, I went to the working class bowling institution, which was mid-state bowling. Things weren't that good. The access wasn't that charming. But later, because I wanted to score better, I ended up going to the bowling alley in town that had better lanes, which was Blackstone Bowl, which was frequented by upper middle class and wealthy people, and they didn't like me around at all. So I actually working class people sport. We stumble some communities we use, but true community. We belong always. Realizing we are part of this universal community. Harmony in a spirit of universal brotherhood and sisterhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. It is our selfishness which prevents us from living in accord with one another and with others. Each one of us has our deep hopes and wishes and aspirations, and it's our selfishness that makes those wishes and hopes and aspirations exclude others. It is our selfishness which obstructs the life of harmony, self-centeredness. Selfishness is a type of bondage, an imprisonment, a lack of freedom, something that hems us in and binds us up and entraps us, selfishness. The Buddha Dharma paths out of this, 84,000 gates out of this bondage of selfishness, of the paths of this bond, of the paths out of this bondage of selfishness. It's no easier walk than the Nembutsu path. I have not this morning explained in detail how saying and thinking phrases like Namu Amida Butsu, I rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life, how these can lead us to true freedom, these phrases, how saying these phrases aloud can nurture and forth a harmonious community. Come back next week and I'll explain that part in detail. And for now, just imagine that it might be true. It just might be true. It might be true that listening to Dharma talks, chanting the sutras together, burning incense in respect, bowing as a show of respect, saying the Buddha's name in forms like Namu Amida Butsu, I rely on the source of limitless wisdom, light, and light. This can start becoming free from the bondage of selfishness. This can together. Of nimble state. We rely upon less wisdom and endless
Thank you very much, Sensei. Three treasures are one of our favorite also. Everybody please stand for the closing meditation reading. Oops. Again, this is from the book, Stand in the Art of Happiness by Chris Prentice. And this is entitled The New Experience. How do you change what you believe when your experience has convinced you otherwise? By creating a new experience. The best way for you to get that new experience is to change your response to reality. Law of cause and effect, the response will create new results, which you will then experience as a new reality. To reach the goal of happiness, act as though the following statement is true. Everything that happens to me is the best possible thing that can happen to me. It is as simple and unerring as 1 and 1 equals 2. Act as though what happens to you is the best possible thing that can happen to you, plus the results equal happiness. When you are convinced of the truth that everything that happens is the best thing that can happen, life begins to be much more fun. It is like opening a direct channel to happiness. Happiness is there waiting for you. All you need to do is follow the formula that creates it. Unhappiness is also there waiting for you. Your response determines which of you will experience, which one you will experience. Now, well, thank you. That concludes our service, but now comes the longest part, which is announcements. So do we have any announcements today? Okay.
Hi, I'm Kathy Kumagai. I wanted to thank the BWA and everybody who purchased tickets for the shopping extravaganza at the Citadel yesterday. Successful day for us. And BWA did meet this morning. BWA, do you have any announcements of anything upcoming? No? All right then. Thank you very much and for watching or attending today.
Yes, if you're watching on your computer, please forgive us for a couple little mistakes, and we try to do better in the future. Thank you to those of you who attended today. I'll remind you that on Sundays I'm around about noon for a walking meditation session for those who want it, 1 o'clock for just sitting and chatting. I'll be back here at 11 a.m. for a Buddhist discussion Tuesday, and we'll have Tai Chi 1 o'clock Tuesday and Thursday, and I hope to see some of you there.
So this week is the City of Alhambra Restaurant Week, and there is a number of restaurants that participate in this, and as I was looking at the website, the 38 Degree Ale House is one of the participants. And the 38 Degree Ale House has contributed beer to our obons in the past. And I thought it would be nice to support them. They have a special menu that day, and we have anybody who's able and interested in joining us for dinner at 6 o'clock on Thursday, September 30th, I think. It's the last day in September. Then please come. And if you would be so kind as to text me or let me know whether you're coming, I can let the restaurant know that, you can expect 500 people, 2 people, whatever. Thursday at 6 o'clock. The address is 100 West Main Street in Alhambra. Thank you for coming today, and have a wonderful week, and be happy.
Thank you.